Good morning. Myself Sharvan Kumar, Assistant Professor at Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Akgec Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. My today's topic is C tokens, variables, identifiers, as well as assignments. That will be covered in PPS, BCS 101 and 102, or BCS 101 and 201. And let us start. These will be the topics I will cover them. First is token in C, second is naming variable, third is declaring a variable, fourth is using that variable, fifth one is the assignment statement. So first of all, what is the meaning of token? So the token is the smallest meaningful unit of the code that compiler recognize, such as keyword, identifier, constant, operator, and punctuations. So if I say these all things are known as token, that is the smallest unit of the code. Next, how we define all these items. First is the keyword. Keywords are the reserved words of C language. Basically, there are 32 keywords that are reserved in C, such as integer, float, if, else, for, while, etc. We will cover these terms later on also. Next is identifier. Identifier is a sequence of letters and digits, but must start with a letter. Underscore treated as a letter, that is the special symbol. Also, identifiers are case sensitive. Identifier are used to name variable, function, arrays, etc. So if I talk about the valid identifier, this one is valid identifier because first capital is there and that start with character according to this statement. This one is also valid because special symbol used as an identifier and that special symbol is underscore. Third, this one is also valid identifier. First character will be there, then numeric value can be there, that is also valid. This one is also valid, this one is also valid, this one is also valid, and this one is also valid. Now what are the invalid token, invalid identifier? Like this one that start with numeric value, that is invalid. Short is keyword, so it is invalid. This special symbol, dollar symbol, is not allowed, that is also invalid. Space between these two words, or you can say characters, also invalid. So these are invalid identifiers. Always remember, C is fully case sensitive. Uppercase and lowercase are different. Next, third token is constant. As we see in the mathematics, tokens are also there in C also. The value like 13, a character, this exponent, all are our constants. Next, string literal. String literal is a sequence of character enclosed in double quotes. If I talk about character, that will be enclosed in single quote. But if I talk about this one is string literal. For example, 13 is a string literal. C will treat as a string literal, not as a numeric value. If I talk about this A and this A, both are different because this will be treated as character value and this will be treated as string value. Next token is operator. Operators in C, like arithmetic operator, plus, minus, divide, multiply, modulus, logical operator, and or not, relational operator, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, bitwise operator. All these are operators that are also token in C. Next is white space. Space in between the character or between the two lines or tab will treat it as white space. So space are new lines, tab, comments, a sequence of character enclosed in backslash star and star backslash. These are used to separate the adjacent identifier, keywords and constants. So these are white spaces. That is also part of the token. So once again, I will repeat, that is most important question. Token. So token is the smallest meaningful code that the compiler recognizes, such as, which are those: keyword, operator, identifier, constant, string and special symbol. Now if I talk about special symbol, in that case only all special symbol that are represented on keyboard will be used in C as a special symbol. Next, if I talk about variables, so variable in C, the same meaning as variable in the algebra, that they represent some unknown or a variable value. For example, x equal to a plus b. Here the value of a and b are unknown to us till we assign the value. So these are variables, that are variables. So if I talk about z plus 2 equal to 3 into y minus y, that is second equation. Here the z and y are both variables. Remember that variables in algebra are represented by a single alphabet character, or in C we can represent by some string, a word also. Next, naming of the variable. So in C there are some specific naming constraints. So first of all, variable in C be given representation containing multiple characters, but there are rules for these representation. First, the variable name in C may only consist of letter, digits and underscore, not other than that. Second, maybe as long as we like, but only 31st characters are significant. I can write a large name of that variable, but only 31st character will be recognized. Rest of the will be not recognized. May not begin with numeric value, not will start with numeric value. Most important thing, may not be reserved word or keyword. Keywords are reserved word in C. There are 32 keywords reserved in C. The names are auto, break, case, care, const, continue, default, do, double, else, enum, extern, float, for, go to, if, int, long, register, return, short, signed, size of, static, struct, switch, type def, union, unsigned, void, volatile and while. All these keywords will be used in C, and most important thing, these are written in small case. We can't use as a variable name or anything else. Their meaning is already defined by C compiler. Next, naming convention, that generally of the variable begin name with the lowercase character, use meaningful identifier, separate word within the identifier with underscore, or mixed uppercase and lowercase are allowed. For example, if I write surface area, I can write this way, or I can write this way, or I can write this way. Be consistent, which means as I am going to declare and define my naming accordingly, I will throughout the program keep it same. Most important thing, uppercase and lowercase are not same. Uppercase and lowercase are different. Next, if I talk about all uppercase symbolic constant, start with hash define will be preprocessor directive, means they are external constant, like define pi 3.14159, like hash define age, means their values are already defined and that will be universal to all. So I will define with uppercase character. Next, case sensitivity. In C is case sensitive. It matters whether an identifier such as variable name is uppercase or lowercase. Both are different. That have different meaning, that have different meaning. All they are different to each other. All are seen as different variable by the compiler. Still, name is area, but their value is different in the C. Now it is task for you which are legal and which are illegal. You need to identify the value. Fine. So you have to identify, like this one is illegal, this one is illegal because special symbol hyphen is there. This one is illegal, start with hash. This one is illegal, this one is illegal, and this one is illegal. Rest of the things are identifier, legal identifier. You need to identify once you are going to do this practice. Next, declaring a variable. Before using variable, we must give the compiler some information about the variable. We must declare it. Declaring statement include data type of the variable. For example, int meatballs, float area, we are declaring the variable. Here meatballs is type of int. Here the area is type of float. So declaring doesn't mean we are going to specify. The space is set aside the memory to hold a value of specific data type. So that space is associated with a variable name. So the space is associated with a unique address. So visualization of this declaration like int meatball, here this will be identify and garbage space is there, garbage value will be there at particular location. So there are three basic predefined data types: integer, float and character. Basics like int integer that contain whole numbers, like int, long, short int, unsigned int. Also character can be part of it also. Next, floating point that represent real numbers, float and double, that will be in 1.9 or we can say 1.3 e minus 24. These will be representation of floating values. If I talk about character, that is part of this one, but also we can write with single quote, single value, single quote, that will be in the character. At this point, we need only to concern with the data type that are bolded. So using variable initialization, like int length equal to 7. Here the 7 is the value of data type of type int of variable length. Here if I talk about float, diameter equal to 5.9. 5.9 is a value of diameter of type float. Same this way, char in initial a, that is the representation as well as we can say initialization of variable. So using this variable, don't hide the initialization. Put initialized variable on a separate line. A comment is always good an idea. Like we are declaring variable, here we are defining a variable, here we are using that variable. Next, if I talk about assignment, variable may have value assigned to them through the use of an assignment statement. Such statement use assignment operator, that is this one. This operator does not denote equality. It assigns the value of right hand side value to the statement of the variable on the left hand side. Like 5.9 will be assigned to diameter, right to left. like length into width is assigned to area. Note that only single variable may appear on the left hand side of the assignment operator. So here in this example, if I talk about what I take 3 variables, integer inches, feet and fathoms. Fathoms value is 7, feet equal to 6 into fathoms, inch equal to 12 into feet. So if I use them, integer is for integer I will use %d, that %d fathom, next is %d feet, next is %d inches, that represent the value of 7, 6 into 7 and 12 into feet. The value will be given here. Enhancing our example, what in the depth we really 5.7 fathom, our program as it could not handle it. Unlike integer, floating point number can contain decimal point. So let us floating point rather than integer. Third point, let us also ask user to enter number of fathom rather than hard coding in it. So in this example, what I do, instead of writing hard code value like this one, here assigning the value already, we can ask user to make at the runtime, provide the value at the runtime. In that case, you will see all these variables which are be there, that will be converted into that particular value at the runtime and result will be for us. Let us finally clean this code. Integer, float inches, float feet, float fathoms. So I write, enter the depth of the fathoms. Next, convert this depth into inches. Next, we want to display the result accordingly, and this will be the clear code we need to write it. That is the way to write our code very clean and clear. So make it practice. We will write clean and clear code with these comment also. You can, any of the user using that code can identify it. Last one, place each variable declaration on its own line with a descriptive comments. Place a comment before each logical chunk of code describing what it does. Don't place comment on the same line of the code with the exception of variable declaration. Use space around all arithmetic and assignment operator. Use blank line to enhance readability. Also place blank line between the last variable declaration and the first executable statement of the program. Intend the body of the program 3 to 4 tab to be consistent. And thank you. I will always prefer to you to write clean and clear code so that your programming can be make more easier to understand and easier to understand and usability. Thank you.